um, review the course site just to show you kind of what all is there, and then answer any questions you might have. So I guess, Josh, I'll start with you. Could you just sort of just just a quick introduction?
Sure. My name is Josh Amar. I've worked in, I'll say generically analytics because it's been all over the place, but I've worked with data throughout my entire professional career and came back to this program to get a better handle on some of the techniques that have evolved since the last time I was in school. Currently, I live in central New York, so that's all the way upstate. Um, and I work for a utility company at the moment supporting their billing and things to that extent.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. Stephen, how about you? Stephen, just a quick intro. Oh, I can't speak. I apologize. Okay. Um, um, Sudhan, how about introducing yourself?
Yes, hi, this is Sudhan. Yeah, last semester, and pretty excited for the last semester to learn more and more that we can get out from the data. Pretty excited about it. Uh, did some uh, projects and stuff, and I'm doing some data quiz.io, the data science on that one also. So trying to learn as much as possible before I graduate, rather than learning it later. So currently, just looking for either internships or some kind of work in the data science field, but just excited for the stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's it. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So why don't we now have you've gotten the opportunity to look at the course site. Um, if not, I hope you can see it on your. For the two of you who are on your computer, can you see that screen? The
Yes.
Okay. Good. 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 All right. All right. So. Sudan, I guess you just have to bear with us, but I'm going over the course site in Blackboard just to show that there's the uh, a first. Well, first though, I posted a Harvard Business Review, which I think is kind of speaks to the whole purpose of this capstone. Um, the which speaks to sort of the value of being able to articulate to ordinary business folk the significance and the meaning of the research that you do in data science. Um, to get started, uh, I think that's all that there's in there. Oh, there's a new report that I posted about artificial intelligence from the MIT Business School as well as the Boston Consulting Group, which I encourage all of you to read. I mean, it just shows that uh, most businesses are really struggling to understand what machine learning can do for them. And again, they are placing a great value and demand of people that can sort of explain that and figure out practical uses and the application of machine learning. I'm moving now down to the getting started page, and there's that welcome video, which you don't have to watch. You can just read the transcript. Um, and then for those of you who are new and really don't know what a quantitative research paper is, there's that link. And probably many of you know who Suraj is. He's a popular YouTube star, but I think he does a fairly good job. He goes into way too much detail to tell you sort of what is a research paper on. But that's what you'll be doing this course. You'll be developing a quantitative research paper, which then you can use, as I mentioned, as a work sample and as something to show future employers or people in your own social or occupational network that can demonstrate your expertise and your knowledge in a particular subject. I hope all of you have gotten a chance to look at the syllabus. Um, Again, just going through it really quickly. Um, just to scroll down, there are sort of three deliverables. There's a proposal, which you'll be submitting in the next few weeks. There's a midterm paper due and a final paper due. And this talks about the structure of a research paper, some things to focus on in terms of statistical validity or not. Um, if you don't read much about the syllabus, I would strongly encourage all three of you to read the useful tips for this course. You can save yourself a lot of time and grief from reading that. How to choose a topic, what you need to do, how to plan out your work, making sure there are data sets available, and there's the schedule and the submission requirements. So that should be pretty self-explanatory. This discussion board is not an essential component as is in other courses, but it's useful for sort of posting questions and doing some sort of what we call peer mentoring, sharing ideas. The meetup details, that's pretty self-explanatory. So this is where the capstone project thing under the weekly assignments kind of gives you some examples and do that. And then these folders are where I post your work product. So um, uh, oh, by the way, Mikhail, thank you for joining us. So this is where you email me your proposals or your midterm drafts, and then I review them and put comments on them and edit them, and then I post them so that everyone can see, because many of you are sort of new to this process, everyone can see what everyone else is doing, so you can, normalize and get a better sense of your expectations for the course. Resources and guides. This is kind of a cool thing that I encourage you to check out. Um, how to select a topic, developing your literature review, free data sets. These are metadata sites with, literally millions of different data points. Strategies to handle large data sets. This comes up every once in a while when someone has a huge data set and obviously doesn't have a supercomputer at home, and so they have to sort of develop certain strategies. Um, and there are these guides on kind of what sort of um, model or what sort of method you want to use to support what type of analysis. I find this useful. You might find this confusing, but I think it's kind of shows you what type of uh, analysis lends itself to what types of methods. And then resources, and then the rest of it is pretty straightforward. So with that, oh, and by the way, I record these sessions like like your other classes. I record the meetups. I post the link. So for those of you who can't make the class or the meetup, you can still watch it and get a sense of what we discussed. Um, so I'll pause it there, and perhaps I'll give Kyle an opportunity to introduce himself because other people, because he recently joined. Hello there. Okay, well, Kyle posted hello everyone. You can Do you have a microphone there? Ah, okay. My mic does not work. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. So how am I going to do this? Okay, so why don't we do this? So uh, McCall mic doesn't work, but why don't we open it up to questions? McCall, you can type in your questions to me. I'll see it. I you can if you want to. It's up to you, Mikhail. Mikhail just asked me, should I dial in? And you can if you want to. But does do any of you have questions? I'm sure you do. And if you just go ahead and chime in, and I'll answer your questions as best I can. Joshua.
I guess my biggest one is that are there any constraints on the data that we can use that, in very formative phase, I have colleagues and other employers who would be willing to let me work on things for them, but it's still technically like NDA requirements in the data, possibly. So is that something that no, because it needs to be posted and shared, or
Yeah, that's that I've come across that quite often. Um, it's not. Uh, how should I put this? It's really a judgment call on your part. If you sense that they're willing to let you access the data, um, and they're comfortable with you signing an NDA arrangement, um, I don't think that would be a problem. But bear in mind, what is posted, Joshua, is your analysis of the data. No one ever posts the actual raw data. You,
all right.
you do the analysis and your conclusions on and testing certain hypotheses about whatever phenomenon that you're using the data to show evidence to support your hypothesis. So, so in most cases, I can't say all cases, but in most cases, that's not an issue.
All right, fair enough.
The only
I'm just used to situations where you needed to have it be truly reproducible in the sense that you would have to share data. So I didn't know if that was a constraint of this course as well.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, this is not like a published academic paper in a top journal that people will ask you, to reproduce the data. So, no. But Joshua, I should warn you that there have been one or two cases where, um, someone's boss said to them, "Oh yeah, no, sure, you can use the data," and then somehow that gets leaked up the food chain, and some paranoid, you know, person in the general counsel's office said, "Oh, you can't use that." Um,
Yep.
so just
Well, that's why I was checking very early in the process because
yeah,
I would probably need to go through all the layers to make sure it's okay.
yeah, and but if you have a fairly knowledgeable group of people that understand that it's just you're using the data just to do an analysis, you're not publishing the underlying data, then most people will agree to using fairly sensitive data. But it's some people freak out about that, some people don't.
And I guess the other one is I saw in the syllabus there was requirement for Microsoft Word. If we're using R, does that mean R Markdown is out of the question, or do you want it just instead of a PDF, us to output it directly to a Word document?
Well, the good thing about Word, even though I mean the Word you can do, track changes, you can add comments, you can do a lot of stuff in editing features that you can't do in other things. So that's why I insist on Word.
Okay.
I mean, did that answer your question? So
Yep.
okay, all right, all right.
Hello, can you hear me right now? It's
Oh yeah,
Michael, Mikhail.
yeah, we can.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, apologize about technical difficulties. Sometimes my laptop misbehaves, and specifically in the moment when I need it the most, it won't connect. I just would like to tell you that it's my last course, last class, and I took all the electives and all the requirements, and I'm coming from a healthcare industry. I'm working as a healthcare data analyst, and I've done healthcare data analytics for 20 years. So I mostly use, like many other people, I use mostly SQL. I use some SAS. I have not really done at my job a lot of advanced analytics, but I would like to start kind of move into after graduation to get a job that actually would allow me to do some modeling or some more advanced analytics. And my hobby, I like to watch tennis. I like hiking. Like I think some other people also like hiking. Right now I live on Staten Island, New York, and I originally came from Siberia, from Russia. It's a very cold place. Temperature sometimes drops to minus 30 degrees over there.
Wow.
Yeah. If you have any questions to me, please, please ask me.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, and I just want to tell you that a lot of students come from healthcare backgrounds, and they've used a bunch of different strategies for doing, for example, patient outcome analysis, measuring readmission rates of patients who are, what are the common factors associated with a readmission? Like, where did the clinicians fail in diagnosing the initial case, or essentially letting a patient out a little too soon so that they come back. And so there's a lot of work in healthcare. I'm sure you can find something. And then they have developed some pretty sophisticated models. So I'm sure that's a very ripe and good area to focus
on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Stephen, do you have any questions? Oh, Stephen says no, thank you. He's good. Okay. Sidhan, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have. Till now, I'm pretty okay. I haven't been able to look at the syllabus and everything yet.
All right. Well, listen. That's okay. Listen, this is the first day of classes, so I'll let you know. And I know you're all busy, but yeah, but really, I strongly encourage you to check out. Priority number one is you read the syllabus. You'll get a lot out of that. And then priority number two is try to just hit upon at least the first 5 or 6 areas of the course site. Not so much the announcement, the getting started, the syllabus, the discussion, well, not the discussion board, meetup details, the weekly assignments and drafting resources and guides. Basically, weekly assignments and resources and guides, then check those out. And again, I'm here to, try to make sure that you produce the best product that you possibly can. I want you to succeed. And if you talk to any of my prior students, I think they will say that, they wound up producing really, really good work that they're really, really proud of. So I look forward to working with all of you. And I guess we had a pretty small turnout for tonight, so this session might go a lot shorter than it normally does. But before we conclude, I just want to make sure give everyone an opportunity to ask any last questions they want on this session. Of course, you can always post questions on the discussion board or just email me. So with that said, any comments, concerns, questions you may have before we wrap up for tonight?
Actually, I would like to have. I have one question.
Sure.
I don't know if it's if it's appropriate question, but I'd like to ask you because this is my last semester, and I just wondering if our program provides any kind of support. Maybe any kind of hints with with basically with transition in the field with the job search when it relates to data science. Maybe just even the kind of like some general ideas that might help in what areas to look, or anything that relates to practically placing myself in the field. No, I mean in other students. I don't know if it's really a correct question to ask. Is this class?
I would say we because of the size of our program, we don't really have any formal process in place. We have I've worked with students to help them get the jobs. We regularly post positions on our Facebook page for our students and a LinkedIn page. So, Mikhail, I would just say, I would take that offline. Shoot me an email, shoot me a copy of your resume, and I'd be happy to sort of discuss with you on, where what ideas I have for you.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Any other comments, questions, concerns before we wrap up? All right, well, thank you. I can give you a half hour of your life back. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to working with you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Bye bye.
All right. Good night. Thank you.